much live. So it is now my turn to start waffling on as the lobby is lagging like crazy. Hold on 2 seconds whilst I just investigate. It looks like someone just joined the lobby, that's why. So give me 2 seconds to quickly try and find stream preview. And I'm going to chuck chat in. Thank you, Hunter, for the follow in Twitch. That's very appreciated. But for now, I'm just going to quickly give this a little test. Yep, I'm happy with that. Cool. So I'm just going to chuck this in here. 2 seconds whilst I sort out the feed. We want this one to be, what do we want? Chat, so I can see everyone in chat. We currently have 1 person in. We are just waiting for 2 more people. We're waiting for Humph. Humph's here, so we need Jens and we need Geo or Jo. Where's Jens, man? Where's the Jens? I apologise, but I am using a different headset to normal. So if my mic's a bit quiet, I'm aware. I am aware. Bit of technical difficulties. My other headset wasn't playing game audio, and I know, kind of want to hear your guys' engines roaring away in the background, and I couldn't, so we got rid of it. Hey mate, what do you expect of this race? Ooh, I expect a good one. CLR always gives a good one, so I'm expecting goods. It's obviously round 5 we at now. Obviously I wasn't here last week. I was busy at my own things, away from the F1 world. But I'll just quickly find out where Jens is. He's on his way, apparently. No, we don't want to leave the session. Don't do that. Alright, we'll invite Jens. Apparently what, 18? Who's that? Jens. Alright, we'll get going then. So, that's CLR Thursday. Let's go. Good luck. Okay, so now it is my job to get this stream well and truly underway. So, everyone in chat, a good morning, a good afternoon, and good evening, or wherever you may be in the world, welcome to Charging League Racing. My name is Gingernutt1107, better known as Cal, and it is time for round 5 of season 4 at the legendary Australian Grand Prix Down Under. First hosting the race in 1996, a couple years ago, the Albert Park circuit has been a fan favourite, delivering high-speed action on its unique street-style layout. A lot of people don't realise it's a street circuit, but yeah, when F1 isn't here, people just around Australia can drive around it. It's actually a big park. The track is 5.28, oh sorry, I'll say that again, 5.278 kilometres, nearly to 5.28, nearly there. It's all about commitment, and it's very, very fast. It's flowing corners. It tests the driver with their skill and their car stability. So obviously it comes down to quite a lot of setup tweaking. Do you wanna have it more straight line speed with all the 4 DRS straights, or do you want to have more cornering? It's the balance, you know. It's what Albert Park provides us. And with it, yeah, as I say, being the only one with 4 DRS straights, apart from I believe Singapore maybe. It does mean there's a lot of chances for DRS trains, which we see quite a lot. And drivers will take advantage of that. We know they will. We've seen it before. Strategy today will also play a huge role with a 19-second pit stop, with probably the 1 stop being the highest choice. But 2-stop strategy, maybe, maybe not. If the weather changes, as Albert Park Down Under, the weather can always change. If we look back at CLR's history in Australia, we have seen some very memorable victories. So in Season 2, this is Thursday, Meldudas, so some of you might remember, some of you might not, he won in round 3, and then Raceborough won in Season 3, round 4 of Thursday, and then moving over to Friday tier, Reg, who's only scored 1 ever win, and it was his first ever win, obviously, won in Season 3 of round 2. So, yeah, that's Friday tier. Proving that anything can happen at Albert Park. So, we need to get ready for this race as qualifying has got underway now. Let's see who's going to conquer Melbourne this time. It could be Raceborough, I believe he is here in that Kick Sauber, Or could it be Reg? You know, he won here once before. Can he do it again? That is what we want to see out on track in not even a minute. It's now. We're going to see it right now. So I'm going to set up a little bit of a time chart, and there we go. So you can now see everything. We got Hunter in chat. He's just followed, so thank you for that on the Twitch. He says, I hope to see a good race from Bubba. I love that great drive. Bubba's a lovely man. We love Bubba, and he is actually 4th out on track, as my game audio is very loud on this headset, so I turned it down really quickly. Give me 2 seconds. So yeah, Bubba's out on track. First out on track is one of the Mercedes, and that is Humph. Flying the flag for Mercedes alone. Jen's in chat saying, hello Jens, good luck today. I wish you well on the track, do I? Do I wish? Yeah, I do. I wish you well, Jens. You got this. P2 last time out you raced, so expecting a good result from you again, I believe. But we're going to be looking at Bubba in that V-carb, beside Ricciardo, who is also known as 20 on the game. So 21 is in the V-carb beside Bubba. And actually, they're both next to each other on track, so they're going to be playing a bit of big games. Already seeing it. We do like to see the games. And yeah, Bubba and 20, it's not really games, it's teamwork, as we're going to drop back to 20, working together to try and get that DRS in qualifying quite early on as well. And you can also see the other Red Bull team of blowing Appy quite close to each other on track, so maybe these two are working together as well. Tactics and Round 5 already coming into play, and it's both the Red Bull teams as they're letting one of the McLarens pass of a boom bar. Well, I'm trying to go through everyone, but I don't want to push past many people. Boomba, we're going to have a quick look at you, shall we? Because we love Boomba. We do like a little bit of Boomba. So, Racebrower says, good luck everyone. Good luck to you too, Racebrower. Boomba is the only 2-time winner at the moment in Season 4 Round 5. So 2-time winner out of 4 races so far. So, you know, 50% win rate out of this season. So he must be very happy with that. With MJB and Humph also securing a victory in this season. So, you know, will Boomer be able to keep that 50% win streak throughout the entire season, winning 10 races of this 20 race calendar? Maybe. We might see him doing that. We'll see. What's that? Hunter in chat. Big fan of Bubba, hoping he's having a good quali. As we see below, the bit of an incident on the exit of turn 13 there. Just hitting the wall. Actually, it was the entry of turn 13, but it doesn't matter because he's going again, and he is right behind his teammate. He's going to get a lovely tow down to first straight towards T1 as Appy does jump out the way. So he was just playing the game. Appy doing another warm-up lap as Jens retires. That is into turn 14. As I'm trying to have a look at one of the cars to see it. I'm going to ride on board of the Skull, but we won't see that. So Jens is out of qualifying. Hump P1 doing a 16.9. Instantly beaten by MJB, doing a 15.9, so a second quicker from the Aston Martin driver. Psycho Lemmy goes 2 tenths behind Humph, doing a 1.1 off the pace. Ricciardo in the V-carb, 2.1 off the pace. I'm assuming Bubba, no, Bubba hasn't invalidated. Bubba's gone up to P2, 7 tenths off. Nivy as well, back from last week. Me and him both missed a day last week, and he is back, and he has shot that Haas into P2. He's always up there, and he's up there again. Camilo in the Ferrari, he's gone up under a tenth away from MJB, but MJB currently still holds the fastest lap. Is anyone else going to be to change that? No. Dino Stan only makes his ass go up into P7. McLaren driver of Boomba, I believe, comes across. He puts it up to P3, so the 50% race winner at the moment for Season 4. 3 tenths off the pace. Then have a Red Bull, I believe, of Below. He's on a quick lap. Will we see him go up there? He does, up to P6, 8 tenths off the pace. So the top 7's already covered just by under a second. Then we have the other Alpine of Max here returning after his 2-week holiday. He's on a fast lap, as that was someone else on a quick lap that I missed. That was Furious Appy. He was on another warm-up lap, so that wasn't a quick lap from him. He'll be going again. Lemmy coming into the pit lane. Aston Martin of Skull also coming into the pit lane. MJB starting another lap. Humph starting another lap. Who else have we got out on track? We've got the V-carbs. We've got 20 starting another lap. By the looks of it, does. So 20 starting another lap. Everyone just getting ready to go again. Bubba in the other V-carb setting another lap. Nivy chucking it into the pit lane to get ready. So that is the first rush of qualifying sorted already. We already have 11 drivers setting times, a couple of them on out laps. The Williams team working together, as we've seen. Oh no, there's a little bit of a spread. They've got the Red Bulls between them, but I think they will slow down and begin to work together. Jens in chat says, no idea, we hit the pit wall on the entry, had no force feedback, so wanted to go in to change it. That sounds like a rookie error if you ask me, Jens. That's a rookie error. Hitting the pit wall. It is hard, the pit lane here, as, yeah, I don't have someone to show you on board with, but we will see during the race, with all the pit stops that will happen, people trying to challenge their way through this pit lane. It comes at you quite fast. On a bend, it just suddenly pops out of nowhere, and you don't want to hit it, because as Jen just showed, it hurts. It hurts quite a lot. So, have we missed anyone? I don't believe so. No, but we are going to have... Oh no, Max. Max here has set a lap. He's done his lap, and he has chucked his car 2.4 seconds off the pace of MJB. P11, obviously his teammate in the wall. So, yeah. He's got to do a lot for Alpine, as Jens is going to have a huge recovery. We have seen drivers recover in CLR from the back, as he goes a bit wide on his outlap through turn 6, which is not great, but he's alright. He's on an outlap, as long as those tyres stay nice and fresh for another hot lap. As yeah, as he puts into none. Do I have a favourite driver or someone you like to see? Do I have a favourite driver? Ooh, favourite driver, Nivi. I'm a little bit biased. I do like Nivi. Known him for a while. Remember when he joined CLR January 24, maybe? Might have been a bit earlier than that. But I remember when he joined back in the day, and yeah. Remember, he was a little slow driver. I remember lapping him around Brazil, back in Season 1, and him letting me pass, and now he laps me in Season 4. So, yeah. Nivi, probably. I'm not biased. I'm not being biased, but Nivi, I do like the man from London. Jen says the big boss has not done a preparation lap, and is set up from September. That's fine. He hasn't been here for a while, so we'll let him off this time round. But next week, I expect more from you down in P12. You can't talk much, Jens, down in P17 in the pit wall, as this is your boy Hobnob. We'll call him Captain today, just so it doesn't get confusing. But your boy Hobnob, or should I say Captain, in the McLaren is going out for his first lap. The Williams team, the Williams duo, setting their first lap times as they are coming through turn 14 down the first straight. Is it going to be a quick competitive lap time from both? Reggie is a good competitive lap time, 5 tenths off, P5. George down in P12, 1.2 seconds off the pace, 17.2. He said he's not happy around here this week, doesn't like Australia, and yeah, he's already showing in his quality, but he might just be sandbagging, he might be saying that, and then he's going to come in, put a fresh set of tyres on and do like a 14.9 or something ridiculous, because that is what we have seen from George in the past. He likes to go quick towards the end, and especially in the race. Skull. He's a man we like to see on track as well in the Aston Martin. His teammate, provisional pole at the moment, and has been for about 10 minutes. Just under 10 minutes, because we haven't had 10 minutes of qualifying yet. But he is on a lap as he flies round. It looks like one of the Williams drivers has spun, and I believe that is George. It is George. So George just looks like he's probably spun, or he's gone really slow. But Reg, right ahead of him. So they're working together again as they go side by side. Little wave between them both, and get ready for another warm-up lap. As long as they get out of the way of that flying, I believe, a V-carb. Yep, there it is. Just saw its gearbox fly into shot, and we're going to see it fly back into shot here with the Williams in the background. Lovely little bit of scene as the Aston Martin of Skull has arrived to this Williams duo. Got past one, and the other one jumps out of the way. Skull apparently sets a purple sector 2. He'll be happy with that if that's just the game, possibly, but it does look like a good lap from him at the moment, as he is flying down towards turn 11 here on the third DRS straight of the Albert Park circuit. Very wide, and that is an invalidation. The FIA have invalidated that lap. It was quite wide. That curve is very, very hard to do, and if you get it wrong, the team in the FIA box who are in Albert Park today will take it away from you without any questions asked. Set Race Brower. His teammate Ellie isn't here today. I think she was here last week either, but I can't complain because I wasn't. But Race Brower has put his car 5 tenths off the pace and up into P7, so good lap time from him. He'll be looking to improve. Who else have we got? Blow, going purple sector 1. We're going to ride on board of him this lap, and we're going to see him possibly take away MJB's provisional pole position, as he is heading towards the chicane. A hard bit of track through turn 9, now 10, hitting the apex quite nicely onto the outside curb. Very good driving from Blow. He's a very quick driver. We've seen him Friday tier last season, and Thursday tier he pops up every now and then to show the team in Thursdays what he actually has got to do. So as he comes through towards the end of his lap, through turn 12 and now 13, a little bit of a lock-up, we're heading towards the final turn. Can he perfect it? He just about misses the curb and misses the outside curb as well, which isn't what you want to do. You want to get that curb, but he's now flying down the final straight, up towards the line, and it is P5, 4 tenths off the pace. Good lap from Blow. You'll be happy with that. Jen's in chat saying, don't worry, I wanted to start last, giving everyone a chance. Ooh, Jens. Ooh, Jensy Bear. That is a lot to live up to. That is a lot to live up to. The Great Dane thinks he has to give everyone else a chance and he wants to start in last. Your boy Hobnob, though, he's going to be setting a lap. So he won't be starting last because he is a quick driver and he is currently P1 in the CLR Thursday standings. He'll want a good qualifying lap to ensure this race goes well for him. You want to have a good qualifying lap to put a good result in for the race. As the Ferrari duo are coming round for a cool down lap into a warm-up lap, I'm assuming. Or they're going to just use this as their cool-down warm-up lap and go again. It looks like it as Lemmy has floored it out of turn 14 and is hossing it down towards turn 1 now. So, Lemmy and Camille onto another lap. That is also Max here, coming across the line. Improving. He improves by 7 tenths. I'm quickly going to turn my Xbox telemetry off so I can actually see the improvement. So 7 tenths. Doesn't improve his track position, but improves his time massively. He got next lap he goes out for, which will be in a couple minutes time. He knows he's just got to improve a bit more and go again. Jen's in chat, don't worry, I'm going to do a last to first. First to hit the wall. First to hit the pit wall, Jens. I haven't seen that quickly in qualifying before. Hunter in chat saying that sounds more like it. Yeah, I do agree with you, Hunter. I do agree. We have seen Jens. He likes his walls, doesn't he? Jens likes his walls very, very much. And Skull is yet to set a lap. And we did miss, but Captain has set a lap, which means down to P10 is just under 6 tenths. So these boys are very, very fast today. Very, very fast. There's a lot of competition as we are heading towards the final 5 minutes of qualifying at this current point. Bubba, I did miss. He's done another lap and he has gone 3 tenths off the pace. I think he was about 5 or 6 tenths off. And he's put his car P5. Humph is also put his car up to P4, 3 tenths off the pace. And yeah, in that Mercedes, flying the flag alone today. Very quick. Very, very quick. As I'm just going to quickly have a quick look. That I haven't been tagged too early. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. No one needs an invite, I don't believe. No, good. No one needs an invite. As we're going to continue on through qualifying. As one of the Aston Martins pulled into the pit lane of, I believe, MJB, as this is Skull on his one and only lap, I would believe, as this is an out lap. There's a very slow McLaren of your boy Hobnob. No, I'm calling Captain. It's Captain. Captain is a very slow driver. No, he's not. Why did I say that? I apologise. Very slow driver at the moment as he is on a warm-up lap. No, he's not. He's on a cool-down lap into the pit lane. Not a slow driver. He won in the standings. I can't call this man a slow driver. I raced him on Friday tier. He's not a slow driver. He'll gap me instantly. As we are going to look towards the Ferrari duo. Lemmy looks like he's abandoning this lap as he lifts Milu on an out lap. So he's invalidated his out lap. It doesn't matter because it's only an out lap. We are going to continue on by looking at Race Rower, who's done an out lap and doing another out lap to get those tyres up to temperature. Then we have the Aston Martin of Skull on an out lap. Funnily enough, everyone on an out lap, apart from Appy, who isn't on an out lap. Of our only drivers at the moment who is absolutely flying through towards turn 11. Currently 11 seconds off the pace, not a competitive lap time from him. But it can well be as he heads towards turn 12, up towards turn 13. Very brave. Turns off his battery, it looks like, or he might have just run out at the end of this lap. So this lap, yeah, he does abandon it as he runs out of battery. Thinking better of it, knows he can box and go again. Otherwise, that lap will be his last, and that's not what you want. As we're going to have a look towards what I believe is a Red Bull, maybe a V-carb. V-carb, and he's on an out lap as he cuts the grass, get out of the way of the Ferrari. No, he's not on an out lap. It looks like he's done an out lap and once again warming up his tyres. As that's the Ferrari of Camilo, who I believe has improved. No, he hasn't. He was already there, but his lap he was on has been invalidated. We do have the Red Bull on an out lap. Other than that, the other two who are out on track of Camilo and 20, I don't believe are on laps. So Low is the only driver who's on an out lap and will be going again. Apart from Skull, sorry, I didn't see Skull. He is on a flyer. And as he rides that curb very, very tight to the apex through turn 10, flying through DRS straight 3 here at Albert Park towards turn 11 now. Takes that outside curb, very nice. Last time he invalidated there, and he wasn't scared at this time as he flies through. Now towards the second to last turn of 13, in towards 14. Will he take the inside curb? No. Does he take the outside curb? Yes, he does. He likes taking those outside curbs a hell of a lot. He's flying towards the end of the straight, and ooh, P12. 6 tenths off the pace, and he's in B12, which is very, very close. As that looks like the Williams duo. It is. The Williams duo have come out on track. It looks like Reg has been put in front of George once again, which, you know, might be a bit controversial. Reg might get a bit annoyed here, as he was the front lead car, I believe, last time as well. So will we see them swapping? Doesn't matter at the moment, though, because everyone is coming on an outlap. You see both the Hasses, the Ferrari, the Alpine, the McLaren, and the other Red Bull of Furious Appy is coming out. There's another Ferrari, the Kick Sauber, he's on his way out. That is it that's come out the pit lane at the moment. 2 Aston Martins are out, and then you have the V-Carb of Bubba, and I believe below, who's on an absolute flyer. Currently only 600ths up in towards Sector 3, heading towards the end of Sector 3 now, actually. But he is heading towards turn 13 and now 14. 1 minute and a half left of the session. He might have enough time, or maybe not enough fuel, but he can have enough time to do another lap if he's quick enough on his outlap. As he chucks that car up to P3, so he might not need to do another lap, as that's a very good lap. Still, MJB's provisional lap time is still P1, but Below did his best, and he's only 3 tenths off, so it was a good lap time from him. Bubba, I believe, yep, Bubba's next across the line. He's up into P6 at the moment, 3 tenths off. He'll be looking to improve as the Williams duo come across. Reg is the lead for Williams again. Reg is the lead Williams again, which could cause controversialness here. Controversialness, I suppose George is quite far back. Actually, no, I think Reg was the car behind last time, so it's not controversial. It's fair enough, as George is now the one at the back. So fair enough, they have played the game well. That's my bad, because that's why Reg is so high up, because he had that little bit of DRS off his teammate. But the teammate now has the DRS, as we're going to look at, I believe, Skull's pit, so it will be MJB, who is on another flyer, and he has already proved by nearly a tenth on his provisional lap time, so we'll let him do that lap time as we jump to Camilo, who goes onto a hot lap, and Humph also goes onto a hot lap. Then I have a Red Bull, or Below, who is cooling down, but has run out of fuel, so he'll be boxing, and that is Below's qualifying over for now, as that is it. Yeah, no, that is it from him, because session is nearly over. As there are 7 seconds left, everyone's lap time now is going to be their final lap time, which means Jens and Below are finished for qualifying. So is Skull, and so is 20. Bubba comes across the line though in the other V-Carb, doesn't improve. The Williams duo, first comes along Reg. Does he improve his lap time? Slightly, but George improves massively. 8 tenths up, P5, good lap time from him. Then we have the Aston Martin. MJB goes even quicker. 2 tenths quicker, sets a 15.7. That is a hard lap time to beat, as the Haas of Nivi, he's the next driver to try and beat that very quick lap time by MJB. He improves by 3 tenths. Purple set to 3 and only goes 3 tenths off the pace. So MJB absolutely flying. Dino Stan, the other Haas, he's the next across the line and goes P11. Then it's the McLaren duo. Boomba, does he improve? No, he doesn't. Captain the other McLaren, does he improve? No. So the McLarens had a bit of a problem there. Neither of them improve. And then you have Appy. Does Appy improve? No, he doesn't, so he's invalidated. Set Race Bro, he improves by 2 tenths. As there's a Ferrari spinning in the background, that is Lemmy. So Lemmy's qualifying over in P13. He's stuck at the back as he tries to get into the pit lane. He might get disqualified if he's not careful here. No, he's alright, he gets going, and that is qualifying over. So you get distracted, but this is qualifying completely over and done with. So, MJB is your pole sitter. That is the man you are looking at right now. Pole sitter by 3 tenths. The Ferraris both making mistakes by the look of it, as Camilo doesn't improve and Lemmy hits the wall. Then you have Nivi in the Haas. You then have a Race Bro Below. Boomber in P6, George in P7. The man who didn't think it would be very quick round here has gone P7. Humph in the Mercedes, P8. Bubba, Reggie, Dino Stan as the Williams go side by side. Dino Stan, Captain, Lemmy, Skull, 20, and then I don't know the rest of them because I didn't see it. But that is your at least top 15 for today's race. Good qualifying from them all. I'm going to run a quick 1 minute 30 ad break, and I will see you in a minute 30. But I will continue to waffle on just for those that don't get that ad break. So, we have finished qualifying for today. Qualifying at Albert Park for round 5 season 4 ends with the final people on the grid with 20 in the V-Car P15, Max Tier P16, Appy P17 and Jen, who retired, down in P18, rounding off our grid for today's race. In chat, we have Jen's favourite driver to hit would be Boomba, Reg, George, all the FIA members there, all the FIA members. Favourite wall is the pit entry wall. Hunter saying he loves to see a bit of drama. And Jen saying not everyone's coming out, and that is correct. He was the one that hit the wall. P2 to P14 is 5/10. Yes. Very, very quick. Very, very impressive. As we are going to set a quick goal. What are we going to set a goal as? I'm going to set the goal to be 80 followers. Yep, 80 followers. We're going to have a bit of a progress bar as well. We're going to put it a nice blue colour. Yeah, blue colour. Cool. And there you go. There is your goal. 80 followers. If we can get 80 followers, I'll be very happy. I've just got an invite from someone. Don't know who it is. Jesse's taken. No, I can't race with you. Who is that? Not sure. I am not sure who that was. Jesse's taken. Do I have you? I think I saw you online. Is it you? Is it Breathmaster? Okay, I don't want to invite someone that isn't here. If you're meant to be in that, we are missing some Geo, but I don't know what his EA is because I wasn't here when he joined 2 weeks ago. So if he is here and if he's on the Twitch, make sure you let me know because I just want to make sure you are in the race because I don't want you to miss out. We have put a goal in. I don't know if you heard that. If you wasn't on the we have put a goal in, and we are looking forward to trying to get into 80 followers. So if you want to share the league, put it to your friends, family, everyone. And we would like to get to this 80 followers, maybe by the end of the night, but maybe not, as we are getting underway now. It is now the formation lap of Australia. We're going to have a quick look-sees at the tyres, shall we? Quick look, as in chat, Hunter saying he likes it when it's tight. We like when the racing grid is very tight too. We love it. It is very exciting to see, as everyone is on the medium compounder tyres, except for your Outcast, Lemmy, and Furious Appy also on the hard tyres. So it's brave. It is brave. But, you know, the hard tyres last longer, aren't as quick. Towards the end of this stint, they'll be quicker. And everyone else will have to box. And then they'll go into mediums at the end of the session and have the extra pace advantage compared to their competitors. So we could see these two, as you see the possible strategies at the bottom, medium hard or medium hard. So there could be a two-stop if you're absolutely like cooking these tyres. It's hot today, very hot. As you can see, the sun is shining at Albert Park. So two-stop could be on, but I don't think medium hard will be. I think it's a medium soft. So I think you'll need to use a soft to make it viable. Hunter in chat says he believes Bubba will get a podium. I'll pay him for a freelancer. He deserves it. Bubba down in P9. I would like to see Bubba get a podium. Haven't seen Bubba get a podium in a very long time. Maybe if ever, we might have seen him get a podium before in the history, but we'll check later on if someone reminds me. Because currently, MJB is going into his grid slot up in a P1. Very good qualifying. He wants that title back in his hands as a good start to this season. But for now, we are going to see MJB put into that pit grid stop, and Jens Drolenhol will round off the grid for Australia here. But we have 29 laps under our belt to get sorted and done, as Reg invalidates going too far in his pit box. Jens, the final one. But here we are. We're going to jump back to the front of the grid and have a nice look towards these drivers who will fly towards turn 1. As we are now going to go to 5 red lights that will ignite the silence. Now it is pure adrenaline in CLR as you fly towards turn 1. We are looking at the drivers going towards turn 1 from behind. Now ahead, it looks like Captain at the back has got past Dinosan, but MJB keeps the lead. Chameleon and Nivi going side by side. Looks like Chameleon's been pushed wide. As Set Raceborough flies past Nivi and Blow, I believe, as he started P5. There's a lot of moves up and down the grid. Blow gets past Nivi, so Nivi's fallen down 2 places. A little bit of contact. We see the Red Bull of Blow falling down the grid. A lot of drivers going up as there's ghosting Haas, and also the Mercedes, but that is George going up 2 positions, staying out of the carnage, and it's Boomba staying in P6 as there's loads of carnage down the back of the grid as well. Looks like Dino Stands lost 2 positions, the Hash drivers going both together, not having a good start, as it looks like Captain, as they're going 3 wide here of the Ferrari of Lemmy, Reg and Hobnob. all going 3 wide. They all back out though, and Captain does keep the lead in the McLaren as Lemmy goes to the inside of Reg. No, sorry, outside of Reg. Now the inside, as it looks like the McLaren's ghosting, and Lemmy, big tank slapper from Lemmy, and it looks like damage are flying off, and that could be off the Ferrari car. Now I don't think it is. No, there is contact, and that is a front wing flying. The Alpine duo, 15 and 16. That was a good little fight between Reg, Captain, and Lemmy, but Lemmy has come out for the worst as Blow gets overtaken by Boomba, who pulls into the pit lane. Our 50% race winner at CLR at the moment pulls into the pit lane with damage, it looks like. So that is Boomba's race pretty much over unless it's a safety car, and that has put him down in the back of the grid. MJB with an already 1.3 second lead. He's absolutely flying ahead of Camilo. Raceborough and P3, good start from him, and Nivy just about keeping up. Big gap between Nivy and George then with 1.8 seconds. Humph right on his tail. Bubba running a little bit wide. Hunter won't be happy about that in chat as he runs wide. Looks like Blow's going for a move as he pushes Bubba wide in towards turn 4, I believe. As we're now heading in towards the nice long straight of the DRS straight with MJB. He's got a 1.6 second lead and he is flying. MJB is absolutely flying here today. He's already got 1.6 second lead, and we're only 2 laps in. Not even that, 1.5. As there's a yellow flag at the back. Dyno Stan going slowly in the Haas. Very slowly. That looks like a wheel disconnect, if you ask me, as he drops it into neutral. And yeah, retires from the session. We could see a safety car here, right off the edge of the track. It could happen, but it doesn't look like it. As Boomer flies past the Haas car, it's stricken and is now gone. So the yellow flag is clear, and Boomer is up 1 position. Jens Jordan Hall up 6 places at the start of this race. Good start from him up into P12, his teammate right behind in P13. There's a driver pitting, and that's Camilo and Blow, so 2 other drivers suffering the victims of wing damage. Camilo actually retires. Skull also pit, so he's suffered from wing damage. It was chaos at the start of this race, so I'm not surprised there's a few drivers with wing damage, and that number 5 on the Aston Martin brings back memories. If you know, you know. But Camilo leaves the session, so his race has gone from bad to worse, and he will not be happy with that, as Humph has got past George Gamer and is now hunting down the top 3, as there's a 1.2 second lead as Raceborough is closing, so 1.3, then a 1.2 second gap to Nivy, 1.7 to Humph, and then 1.2 to George, who has Bubba right on his back. DRS for the V-Carb driver, going towards the outside. We're going to ride on board with George Gamer, but he doesn't have the DRS, so he has nothing to defend with, and that puts the V-Carb driver of Humph ahead into P5 in lap 3, so Hunter and chat will be very happy with that, as Bubba gets a second dose of DRS to pull away a little bit. It's back behind. Looks like the teammate of George Gamer, Reg, has been dived by Captain. Very good move, but Reg keeps the position. Through turn, this is 12 in towards 13. Reg gets the position and stays ahead. So good driving from these two. Good fighting as the Williams duo, P6 and 7. Good start from them. Jens is up to P8 now, 10, gaining 8 positions. So very, very good start from him. He'll be chuffed to bits of that. As it looks like Furious Appy, yes, Furious Appy put into the pit lane. That could be for damage as well. We're going to look further ahead to try and find a little bit of action as the front 3, front 4, maybe even front 5 have already spread out a little bit. They are opening up as Hunter in chat is very ecstatic with Bubba gaining 4 positions at the moment. Putting P5, 4 laps in, so good start from Bubba. He'll be happy with that. But we are, well, I am very impressed with MJB at the moment. He is flying. Raceborough and Nivy also, I have to say the same. And Humph on his way up towards Nivy. But all 4 of these are very quick drivers. We've seen it before and we'll see it again. 20, Bubba's teammate. I'm sure Hunter will also be slightly cheering on him. Up to P9, 6 places gained. But Jens Jordan Hall is right behind us. There's a switch between the Williams drivers. George says, I think you're quicker, Jens. Reg, sorry. And gives him the position. And I see that there. His front left end plate, which you would have seen through turn 12, is missing. And that is why George has given up his position for Reg, because he knows he'll be quicker with that full aerodynamic stability. Will Reg be looking for a move on Bubba? Possibly, if we ride on board with the helicopter cam, now at the front of turn 1. Reg looks towards the inside, but thinks better of it, as he's still a little bit behind. He's got a little bit of work to do to catch up the extra bit, as someone locks up into turn 1 there. Jens gets covered in a load of smoke, and he's just sitting back. He's sitting back like Camilo did last week, or sorry, 2 weeks ago when I was here, with a bucket of popcorn, and just watch the fight go on ahead of him. And yes, that is exactly what he's doing. And Max here, Jens' teammate, has fallen back a little bit. Maybe he's playing this higher wear game, staying clean on those tyres, get ready for our end of stint sprint. Or he's just slow. It's been a while. We never know. We'll see if Max here will jump up even more. He's already gained 5 positions, so he's had a good start. He just wants to gain a bit more along with his teammate. As up ahead, it looks like that is, who's that? That is Captain George Gamer. George Gamer is in a form, actually has lost out another position, and that is to the McLaren driver. But Bubba has been done as well. So Bubba has been done by Reg. Reg is very quick, and Bubba has now been done by Captain. So Bubba's falling down the grid. Hunter's not going to be happy about this, as he's down to P7, P5 to P7, and just 2 DRS straights from Bubba there. Maybe he's being a bit more careful when he run out the ERS. Not sure, but we will surely find out soon enough, as we are now heading on towards a lap 6 for these drivers. Between 5 and it looks down to P9. There's a big fight going on. Oh no, Jens is in this fight still, so P10, 5 to 10. There's a fight, and your boy Hobnob in the McLaren, he wants that position of P5. He wants to lead this train and close up to Hump. And speaking of Hump, he has closed up to Nivi, and Nivi has almost gained a little bit on Racebrower. He'll be gaining on towards MJB, but he's not at the moment. He'll want to, but he's not at the moment. Reg, leading the train, is holding them up a little bit. Maybe he's playing the game for George to try and get a little bit of assistance. If Reg plays the game very well, defends very hard, it might mean these two make mistakes in the McLaren V-carb, and George gets past, but that damage does look to be bothering George quite a lot. And that is Ricciardo, 20 in that V-carb, flying past George Gamer. So that is put George down to P9. He's not going to be happy with that. He was P6 a minute ago, now on P9. And Jens Jordan Hall is a very quick driver, and he does have a lot of unluckiness, bad luck, and it's going to be shown again as Humph gets up to P3, and we will have a look at these two. Are they still fighting? No, they're not at the moment. And also Captain gets away ahead of Dredge. I'm missing all the fun action at the moment as we jump back to Blow, who looks towards the inside of turn 9 as we're riding well off board, and we can see Blow making the move through turn 9 ahead of turn 10. That is a very good glide bomb from Blow. He's going to DRS to try and pull away from the McLaren driver. So good fight between these two. Away from the hards. They're going to be going long now. They will definitely be going long. Up ahead, back in this fight, everyone's sticking in this DRS train. Nivi though, he's going to be using Humph here, as I'm going to quickly have a sip of water. As I want a little bit Australian there, you know, as we're down here. Might as well give it a little bit of a go. Butcher it a little bit, innit? Anyway, continuing on, we got the V-carb drivers in 7th and 8th respectively. These two are very, very quick. 20, up 7 positions by lap 7. We've got 29 laps here, so what's that, 22 laps to go? 22? I'm not very good at maths. I think so. As Bubba gets a 3-second time penalty. The first driver to suffer the 3-second time penalty. Hunter's not going to be happy. Bubba's race has gone from good to bad to worse, and he has got a 3-second time penalty, which will affect his end of race time result already. As back, we see Psycho Lemmy making a move on a Max 2. The big boss has been done by Psycho Lemmy. Psycho Lemmy's already pit on damage, I believe, possibly. Can't remember if he has or not, but I think so. We'll have a look, actually. No, he hasn't. So Psycho Lemmy is just recovering, as I think he was quite far down at the start. Jens, he's right on the back of this damaged Williams driver of George Gamer. He will want to pass, heading on towards lap 8, which we are going on to now on this DRS straight. But George has got an absolute splendid exit out of turn 14, and Jens has no chance, as George is actually looking ahead probably now. But the V-carb driver of Bubba is right on the back of Reg, and Reg is right on back of your boy Hobnob in that McLaren. Looks to the inside, thinks better of it, and stays behind. He is definitely just going to be using this McLaren to try and pull ahead to these two. This podium fight is between the Mercedes and Nivi still. Very quick, these two. They're not actually gaining on Racebro anymore. Racebro isn't gaining on MJB, so you know, they got to work together, I think, here. They need to start, like, waving to each other in the car and say, let's work together. As Nivi says, nah, stuff that. I'm going down the inside towards turn 9 now. He's already ahead on that DRS straight. He's flying and gains 3/10 on Racebro. Skulls the next one to suffer a 3-second time penalty. And Nivi, really very, very, very quick down that straight. He might be one that's running lower wings here today. As, yeah, he gains a lot of time and flies past the Mercedes driver for P3. If we look back into this fight, it's the one I want to see. It's the exciting one. It is between your boy Hobnob, Reg, Bubba 20, Jens and George, who has suffered the fight away of this now, and it has put Jens ahead of him, so he's not going to be happy. It's a fellow FIA member has jumped past. Jens starting last is now up to P9, so good racing from Jens. But George Gamer, talking about him not being happy, is looking forwards a move, and he doesn't go for it because he knows he can think better of it. With damage, it's not his fight. As Hump is our next driver to suffer a 3-second time penalty. And that's going to affect him even more as he's up for a P3 fight at the moment. So at the end, if he's up there for P3 and here's just him and Nivi, and he is in P3, he will lose out to Nivi on penalty. So Nivi's got to play the game as Max Tier, the big boss, already pulls into the pit lane for a fresh set of hards. Lap 9 he's done this on, quite early, or lap 8 onto lap 9. So, early pit stop from him, but I think he can go to the end, I shall say. We will see, and we will keep a keen eye on the driver in the Alpine. For now, though, Reg has just done a Nivi, and before turn 9 has flown past that McLaren driver, and is ahead as he has a little bit of a tank stopper through turn 10. But it's Reggie in this car, and he can do anything. He's very, very quick around Australia, as we know, previous CLR winner, and he is up to P5 once again. But that McLaren is right behind, and that is the Alpine looking right at Bubba, and the V-carbs have switched. So Bubba might be the slower V-carb as Ricciardo, or 21, as his name is at the moment. Yeah, Bubba pits. Excuse me. Bubba does pit. So 20, he's been given the lead, and that has then given Bubba the chance to jump into the pit lane. George Gamer, he also follows Bubba, and I believe he'll be changing his front wing as we have a look, and he does. But we want to have a look at the fight as your boy Hobnob, captain, he's back ahead of Reg, and the two drivers that were in this fight are now miles behind, having the pit stop. George even more, as he has had to change that wing. Good move there, as we see in the background. Jen's getting past 20. 20 also has a little bit of a tank stopper and goes into the wall, trying to find his reverse gear, finds it eventually and gets going, but it does give Psycho Lemmy the position up to P8. Psycho Lemmy absolutely flying, starting on those hard tyres, as well as Furious Appy started on the hards. He has already pit. Did he go on to another set of hards? He did. So Furious Appy went from hards again. So it's good from him. He'll be looking to improve. He'll definitely be looking for a safety car though, because he needs to try and close up to that train ahead of him. There's no train ahead of him. It's just Skull, sorry. He needs to try and close up. Because, you know, he scored points before in this league. He's not the quickest driver in this league, but he has scored points before. And he needs those safety cars and the extra luck to get him up there. And if he gets that, which we might still see today, he'll be up there for sure. As Blow is looking at Boomba. These two have been fighting since they've both pit at the start of this race, and are still going right now through turn, that was 11 into 12. Blow is just sitting behind, but they are still going and fighting hard. That is 20 and Jens though, going into the hard compounder tyres, I believe, for both. 20 hasn't gone into his pit box yet, but there's definitely Jens onto the hards, and this is 20, and yes, both onto hards. Does Max Tier get the undercut though? We spoke about it, and he has. Max Tier is up into that fight where the those top 5 to 10 fight was, and he has made the undercut on George Gamer and also 20. So Max Tier pitting early has given him a massive advantage. His teammate though, still 5.4 ahead. Bubba just ahead of Jens. He pit early as well, and he has got a massive undercut now ahead of Jens. So good from him. They're going to be right on the back of Boomba and Blow, who've been fighting all race long, as they're similar to these two, with Captain and Reg fighting all race long, and the two ahead of them, Hump and Nivi, also fighting all race long. Will one of these two pull the trigger and come into the pit lane now? Let's ride off board on the helicopter cam and look, and they do. Both drivers pull into the pit lane, and the two ahead of them, of MJB and Set Racebrower, also pull into the pit lane. That's a hards on the Aston Martin. Hards on the Mercedes driver, hards on the V-carb, Kick Sauber, and then hards on the Haas car as well. So all the drivers opting for the one stop for here today, as your boy Hobnob and Reg are both stay out, maybe looking for a safety car. Psycho Lemmy, he stays out on those hard combat tyres, definitely looking for a safety car later on this race. He's come out with MJB just ahead. Does he try and stay behind, or does he stay behind that Aston Martin on cool tyres? As we accidentally jump back because I touched my wheel very slightly. And yeah, he does stay behind. MJB will already start to pull away as those hard tyres, as you see, putting a little bit of a tank slapper from Lemmy there, is beginning to struggle a bit. The drivers behind though, of P8, 9, 10 and 11 are fighting. Bubba and Jens are in this fight now. These two have got to be careful. The two ahead have been on these tyres for a very, very long time and will struggle. But the Bubba and Jens have only been on for a couple laps. So they're going to be quicker, but they need to be careful as the sister Red Bull team, V-Carb, is looking towards the inside, now outside of the Red Bull. But the Red Bull looks to the outside of the McLaren as they might go 3 wide. No, he doesn't. But Bubba does hit the back of the Red Bull as Blow has got past Boomba, and then Boomba's been got past by Bubba, and it looks like Jens will also get past Boomba. So Boomba loses 3 positions here as we ride on board with Boomba. Yeah, that is Boomba losing 3 positions in the space of 2 DRS straights. Captain and Reg both pit out of the turn front, which is expected. Obviously, they still need to pull their pit stops. With these lot all fighting at the middle of the pack, will we see your boy Hobnob and Reg coming out ahead? We will see as we ride on board with Jens. We look towards the inside. Let me get a 3-second time penalty. Those are extremely hard, extremely worn hard. But no, Reg has lost out quite a big bit there and drops down to P11. Below, though, not below, sorry, the boy Hobnob in the McLaren car. He's got a huge overcut. Is it overcut? Overcut. And stays out lovely and late. And he's up to P6. So good racing from him. And he's somehow come out ahead. Somehow Reg, though, has fallen miles behind. Is down in P11 compared to Boomba. No, sorry, your boy Hobnob, who's in P6. So I don't know how that's happened. Maybe Reg had a little bit of a front wing change. We will find out after the race, I think, as I will probably speak to him about how he's had that. Or it's just because these lot are so close that it has happened that Reg might have had a slow pit stop and has ended up that far behind. Talking about slow, we don't have Baba going slowly as he looks towards the outside of his senior Red Bull team, but manages to stay behind. Jens, though, doesn't like staying behind, and he's going to be looking for a move on Baba. So staying behind for Jens is not the option, as you know he does stay behind. Thinks better of it. Turn 10 is not a place to make a move. Sorry, turn 11. That is turn 11 there. That right-hander. Turn 12, neither is. Turn 13, if you're brave, you can send it onto the inside. But Jens is not one for making all very brave moves like that. He likes to know he's going to be safe and careful, making a nice, clean move. So Bubba, he's very confident. He'll probably be looking for a move on the senior Red Bull team in towards the entrance of turn 1. He's already passed. Gives him a little bit of a push, though. Still fair racing, I think. Maybe a little bit or beyond the limits, and it has given Jens a nice free position there. So Blow drops down 2 positions. Boomba right behind, and these two that are fighting beforehand are back together. Your boy Hobnob, who might have thought he's got a little bit of an advantage and pulled away. No way, as your boy Bubba, is already going to be starting to hunt him back down. Up ahead, we have a bit of excitement though. Psycho Lemmy holding up Humph, who's got MJB. Get my words mixed up. He's got Racebrower right behind him, but Humph's passed up to P2, so he's got past Nivy and Racebrower, and now Lemmy, who's this isn't his net position. Net position's a bit further back, as Lemmy does jump out of the way. Good respect from Lemmy. He knows this isn't his fight, and he does jump out of the way of the top 2 and 3 fight. Nivy, though, he wants to catch up to that train, and he wants Lemmy out of his way ASAP. That is his the most important thing for Nivy, to get Lemmy out of his way, and Lemmy's boxed, so Lemmy is now out of his way, which means we can see him try and close up to the top 2, who already have set a fastest lap. Sorry, not top 2, top 3 and 2. So MJB with a 4-second lead. He's got a massive advantage as we see Reg bomb it past Below there, down the lane straight, very quick. Below had nothing he could defend with that, and he Reg has passed in the Williams. The sister Williams in a P12 at the moment. He's quite far behind, and we know he doesn't like this track, but he'll definitely want to do a bit better than where he is at the moment. Is we have a bot in chat? Thanks for that. No. All Reg with a big tank slapper. Will we see Below trying to capitalise on that? Possibly not, because Reg will still be able to pull away with those fresh tyres. Up ahead though, Jens has just set a purple sector 1. Jens is very quick at the moment on these fresh hards. We will show you the current tyre compounds. There you go, they're the current tyre compounds and laps they have driven on these tyres. As Jens Jordan Hall is looking for a move up on towards P6 on Bubba. Bubba though, looking for the move on your boy Hobnob. Bubba's race went from good to bad, back to good again. So he'll be looking for this P5 still. Very good result for him, if that is what he will end up getting. Boomba though, back ahead of Blow. These drivers, very hard, very worn hard tyres, and Blow pulls the trigger and comes into the pit lane. Will we see Boomba pitting again? I would assume so. Otherwise he's going to do 26 laps on hards, and that is not a very nice thing to do. He'll struggle towards the end. Bubba with another freezing time penalty. I think he already had one. He did. as he's the first driver that now has 6 seconds worth of time penalties. We have quite a few drivers around him with none, so that's not good for him. You won't want to have that, but I'm sure he will push away and try and pull ahead a little bit more. Boomba doing exactly that and pushing hard as he knows he has to, but as Low has pit onto those fresh mediums, gets a 3-second time penalty and hit the wall as well, if you saw back in turn 5, so he's beginning to panic a little bit. He'll have to come into the pit lane as well and try and cover off that red ball. Currently though, Bubba looking for a move, he doesn't do it, stays behind of that McLaren. Up ahead, we'll give a little bit of screen time to these two because we haven't shown them yet. Racebro and Humph, they've had a little bit, but we want to show them a little bit more, as it looks like a Racebro wants that P2 back. Nibby's just still trying to catch up, giving those hard tyres a very, very hard time, as you could say, as I run a little joke there. I hope you found that funny, but he's giving them a hard time, as he is absolutely flying towards number 2 and number 3 on the track at the moment. Racebro though, just sitting behind. There's no need to get ahead of the Humph in the Mercedes car, as MJB has already concealed this win pretty much on lap 17 of 29. Anything can happen, but with that lead, it is very much... He's kind of licked the stamp and sent it, as you might say, and he has sent it all the way to Mars, and it is not going to be coming back anytime soon. So, Humph has the lead of P2 at the moment. George Gamer, though, having a lovely hammer and tong fight with the boss in the Alpine. Psycho Lemmy right behind that on a lovely fresh pair of medium compound tires, but there's a safety car. Why though? I don't know, as there doesn't look like there's anyone having an incident apart from Furious Appy. So it looks like Furious Appy has had an incident as he's lost his front wing, and so much for that MJB licking the stamp and sending it to Mars and never coming back. It's come back again. Some alien on Mars has sent it back and said, nah, MJB is not having the win this easy. The likes of Boomba, though, who didn't pit, and Below did, is going to have a massive undercut. He'll gain about 6 seconds on this safety car in the pit lane. He'll still come out behind probably 20, but for now, it is giving him a massive advantage. But the top 2 have pit off their hard tyres. They've only done 5 laps. Top 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 have all pit off their hard tyres. I'm assuming they're going to go for fresh mediums, and it does look like they are, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. Fresh mediums on most of these cars. It looks like George does pit. The only driver that doesn't pit, Psycho Lemmy. The reason why, he pit 2 laps ago onto those mediums. He wants that track position, and boy, he will get that track position. P5, possibly even P4 on Nivy. No, he doesn't. He stays behind, as that white line is known as the safety car line. You cannot overtake it. That dotted line, you cannot overtake there afterwards. Before though, it's all your fight to try and get that track position of people coming out the pit lane. Everyone though is into the pit lane. Skull though, the only one that doesn't pull it into the pit lane nice and early, and he is going to be coming P14 with that. Yeah, P14. Furious Appy trying to unlap himself, flying quite quickly to try and catch up to the back of the pack. If the safety car Burt Meyerlander takes that sandwich that he had in Saudi Arabia and gives it a little munch on, it might mean that Appy can catch up a little bit, but we will see. For now, MJB, Humph, Racebro, Nibby, Lemmy, Captain, Bubba, Jens, Reg, Boomba, Blow, George, Max Tier, Skull, 20 and Furious Appy are your grid at the moment, with Camilo and Dino Stan retiring early on. I'm going to run a quick minute ad break, and I will see you after the safety car. But for those that aren't getting the ad break, I will continue waffling on so you can enjoy the excitement that CLR will bring in this final 11 lap sprint of this round 5 season 4 Thursday tier. So everyone is going nice and slowly behind the safety car. Make sure all the debris and excess whatever happened on track is cleared up. I'm going to, whoever this person is in chat, ban them, because we don't like bots in the Discord. Not the Discord, sorry. We don't like them in the Discord either. We don't like them in the Twitch either. If you want to join in with this action, as I'll just get a little plug in here, if you want to join in with the CLR racing action, look in the Twitch bio. You're going to have a look towards our Discord. Join up on the Discord or go to Twitch, CLR Racing, Charging League Racing. We are on there with all the highlights and exciting bits of the race that you can watch. Very, what am I going to say? Very, I don't know what I'm trying to say. We'll just forget that because I have no idea. But you can watch back the highlights and the exciting bits on CLR Twitch. Other than that, I think we've got YouTube as well. Let's plug the YouTube. On YouTube, you can watch back the race stream all the way back to round 1. So obviously on Twitch, you can see it live back to 2 rounds ago. But on the YouTube, you can see back to round 1. Make sure you go on there, drop us a subscribe, and you can keep up with the race in action if you miss it live here today, as we have a lovely camera shot of your entire grid flying past there through which I believe is turn 5, maybe turn 5, maybe turn 4, I think it's turn 5. So your grid here, we've already gone through it, we're not going to go through it again, but they are right behind the safety car. Furious Happy, as I said earlier on, he's got his chance to close back up to the grid, and he is doing it. He's doing it well. He's got 30 seconds between him and MJB, only 20 seconds between him and School though, so he's nearly there, closing his way up, and he will be there in no time at all. I'm going to quickly show you the pit stops. Everyone apart from Psycho Lemmy has done a 2-stop at minimum. Furious Happy on a 3-stop, so you know, a lot of changes up and down the grid. People want to do 1-stops, now 2-stops. So I did say the 2-stop could happen. If you remember at the start of this race, I said it could happen, and it very much has, as this is now your grid all lined up and ready to go again. Will we see the safety car coming in? You will see at the top as race control have announced the safety car is in. Currently, I'm going to just a little bit of Jens in here. He's up to P8, 10 positions gained, the most positions gained on this grid so far. But it can all change as MJB, as Jens gets a 10-second time penalty for collision on Bubba. That will probably be removed unless he did something really stupid. But MJB is going to be setting us off for this race. 10 laps to go. It's going to be a sprint to the end. Hump will be looking to get ahead of MJB quite early on. But it is down to MJB to when he feels like he wants to go. And he goes now, just before the final turn. And he is off. 5 tenths already ahead of the Mercedes driver. People making moves, which is interesting. And that's Jens. Jens putting into the pit lane. His luck has gone from good to bad. And that's because he's got wing damage. He'll serve his 10-second time penalty. And that is Jens' race pretty much over. So, will we see Bubba getting a penalty for that? We might do, as Jens' race is over. But up ahead, we've got 9 laps to go, and Hump has not let MJB slip away from his race. You know, he wants that win. He won it last time, I believe. He's going to be looking for another one here again. As he... Oh, that isn't Hump, that's Skull who gets a 3-second time penalty. Down at the back of the... down in towards the back of the pack in P13. But Hump here is right behind, revving that Mercedes engine to his absolute limits, heading towards turn 9 now. He's absolutely flying. MJB thought he had this race win, and so did I, under his belt, but not. The Mercedes is right there behind us. Furious Happy gets a 3-second time penalty down in P14. He gets past Ricciardo in the other V-carb, so good for him. As no, Ricciardo, he wants that position back again. He goes towards the inside of turn 11. Very good move from the sister Red Bull, and is ahead of the main senior team. The main senior team looks to the inside, but he thinks better of it and stays behind. So let's Ricciardo in that V-carb keep that position. As we are seeing the fight go back on. This grid is close, and at the moment, DRS has been turned back on. Hump won't get it here, I don't think. He doesn't, as the DRS detection point is before this lap. Below getting a 3-second time penalty. But Hump will have the DRS as we head towards the middle of Sector 2. Still in Sector 1 currently though, but when we get to Sector 2 he'll have that DRS. So will Race Rower though, and so will Nivi. So the top 4, let's split that back. The top 4 all covered by DRS. Sorry, actually Lemmy's brought that into DRS. Top 7 are all covered in the DRS train. But we're going to ride on board with Hump in Mercedes. This will be the first time that MJB won't lead this race, I believe. No, he did miss out on the pit stop, but Hump has made the move on the outside of turn 9. Good move there from Hump in the Mercedes. It's ahead by turn 10 towards turn 11, gets that DRS, and he has got a little bit of a pull away time. MJB is now down to P2, and that isn't just because of net, that is on track racing. He is down to P2. Hump with the 3-second time penalty though, which will definitely bother him at the end of this race. MJB not going to give it up that easily though. Get that DRS towards turn 1 here. He's going to be trying to get back past this Mercedes car. Will he be looking towards turn 1? Doesn't like it. He stays behind. In towards turn 1, now 2. We've got the second DRS straight of this track. Will he be looking here towards turn 3, 4, 5 complex? And he does, towards the inside, with the Aston Martin car. He's ahead of by turn 3. Turn 4, the Mercedes driver will have the inside line as contact, but they keep it clean, and MJB is back ahead by turn 5. Humph loses out a little bit of time there to the Aston Martin. We're seeing hard racing. Raceborough with a bucket of popcorn, getting ready to try and pounce on any mistakes made by the 2 drivers ahead of them. Reg falling off a little bit though. 2 seconds away from Bubba, who's up in P7, who has Psycho Lemmy, a very quick driver, just ahead of him. Who else have we got that we want to have a look at, I think? I think we want to have a look at Humph, as he's made a move in turn 9 once again, and has got the lead back off MJB. This time he's going to try and pull that 1 second lead, as that's what he needs and he wants. As I stop to drink once again, you've got 7 laps left here. I need to have a little bit of a voice to try and compensate over it, as we are riding on board here with Raceborough, who has just seen MJB tap the back of the Mercedes car. They're very, very close between the top 2, as Raceborough is going to be looking towards MJB, who's now looking at the back, stays behind through DRS1. Towards T1 though, he's going to be very close, and he'll be definitely trying to make that move once again towards T3 here, onto the second DRS straight. He's going to give it everything he's got on lap 23, towards the inside of Humph, as Reg leaves the session. But MJB on the inside, stays behind, and Raceborough looks towards the outside, but he doesn't do it. Stays behind as Reg. I'm not sure why he's left the session. I will quickly invite him, because I don't want him to miss out on too much. As we give him a quick invite, there we go, Reg. He's dropped down to P11, so he's lost a couple of positions from P8 to P11. So he'll be back soon, hopefully, if it's not too bad of an issue. But up ahead, Humph's ahead of MJB. Raceborough, though, he wants that chance to fight for P1. And he's looking towards the outside. No, he's not. MJB looks towards the outside, and they go 3 wide here. Humph falls behind a little bit. MJB and Raceborough going side by side. Raceborough backs out and has given MJB the lead. Raceborough, though, he'll want the lead as he looks to his inside, gets that little bit of tyre on the grass towards the inside turn 11, stays behind. Humph losing 2 positions. Nivy now, the man with the bucket of popcorn, as there's a top 3 fight. Boomba with a crash, and that is him falling down the grid. Huge, and that leaves another safety car. Not sure what's happened to him. You see him ploughed into that wall, the McLaren driver. Now out of this race, our 3rd driver to drop out, and that is it. We now have another safety car. I can breathe once again, but Boomba is out of this race. Someone pits, and that is Psycho Lemmy. Boomba leaves the session, but Psycho Lemmy pits, Bubba pits, Blow pits, George pits, Max pits, Skull, Reg, 20, Furious Appy, and I would assume Jens, who has been brought right back into this race, will all pit. And we're going to have a look at what their tyre will be, and obviously it is going to be the soft compound tyres, apart from Psycho Lemmy, who chooses the mediums, but the rest of them have all gone on to that lovely red wall of tyre, the soft. There's 20 actually changes that front wing, so another front wing for another team changed here today, but we'll see the top 6 on mediums, and then the bottom 7 and below will be on softs, as Jens will be the last one to go into the pit lane. Hopefully Max will be gone, and he is, so that will be him getting a nice free pit box to change onto a set of softs. MJB, Raceborough, Humph, Nivy, Captain and Lemmy. Lemmy does pit, but the top 5 don't on the mediums. Will that ruin their race? I think the reason they didn't pit is they had missed the pit line before the safety car had been called out by the race control. So obviously they can't cut the grass verge, as you'll see when we go back round the end of 24 of the pit line. So if they've gone past it, that's it. They've got to stay out. So they're going to be slightly annoyed, as they're either going to pit and come out right at the back of the grid, or going to have to try and strengthen that car and make it as wide as possible for the final 4 or 5 laps it will have of this race on the slightly more worn mediums. But compared to the fresh softs, they'll be slower. As I'm going to run another minute ad break so you can enjoy the end of this race and the utter action that will probably unfold, as it's going to be a lovely close action. I'm going to quickly get my mouse cursor over the clip that button, just so if there is an interesting incident at the end of this race, or not even incident, interesting overtake, we can clip it. And as I said earlier on the previous safety car, maybe it'll go on the TikTok, as which all our drivers are going to be on. They all want to see their little faces on the TikTok. As I stop to drink once again, a little bit of squash, so I don't just suddenly just like pass out and, you know, get a little bit dry in the mouth. But top 5 stay out, so Their fight now is to try and keep this car as wide as they physically can. It's a hard thing to do. If you've raced on F1 games before, even if you haven't, you'll know that making your car the width of the circuit isn't easy. The width of the track isn't easy, and that's really what they need to do. Obviously, it's only hypothetically, if you know what I mean. You've got to try and defend like a lion, as the great Fernando Alonso would say. As there was a little bit of carbon fibre sparking up there. I don't know what it was for, but there was. If you saw that on the track. But at the moment, we're going to show you your current penalties. Obviously, after the race, there might be some reports and penalties that will be issued out by the head FIA member. But this is your current penalties for track limits given by the team on the race director at the track for track limits. So you have Humph, as the safety car comes in, said by race control. You have Humph, Lemmy, Bubba below, Skull, Reg, and Appy, sorry, with 3 second time penalties. But Bubba and Skull will have 6 seconds. So there you go. For now, we're going to put it back to position change. Right, have an itch. We're going to be back to position change, so you can see all the changes across the grid at the moment. Is 20 gets a 10 second time penalty. He's just done a gens from last safety car, and that might be removed to him. We will see after the race if it gets reported. But for now, nope, he retires. Okay. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Yep, moving on. That is given Jens a nice free position, which he'll be happy with. But for now, MJB sets us off once again and set Racebrower right behind this time, unlike Humph last time. But Humph, he wants that P2. He knows the fight is well and truly on now. MJB with a good launch, Racebrower not with such a good launch, Humph with a very good launch, as he is right on the back of that Kick Sauber here, flying now towards, I believe, turn 3. Yes, it is. Turn 3 goes Racebrower. MJB still with the lead. As ooh, your boy Hobnob in the McLaren gets past Nivy. Nivy's been sitting there with a bucket of popcorn all race, and he's now been done by Hobnob. The Hobnob in the McLaren is now weighing ahead, probably given the hash driver a Hobnob on his way past. Very quick with that McLaren driver, and he's up to P4. He'll be looking ahead for more track position. And Psycho Lemmy now is the next driver to get past Nivy. That is, I think Nivy's the first driver on the grid that didn't pit on the top 4 or 5. So Nivy is the first one to drop back 2 positions, and the boy Hobnob in that McLaren is in for a very, very good situation. I don't know, but Hobnob didn't pit either. So the current driver who's in a good position is Psycho Lemmy, and he is at the moment as he goes to the outside of turn 11 on the McLaren. Now inside for a switchback, but it does get covered off by the McLaren driver. So good racing between these two, as it is covered off nicely between the McLaren. And now though, we want to have a look at where the action is, and it looks like Psycho Lemmy is the one that wants the next position change, and he'll be looking for P4. He's on the fresher tyres, and he knows that's what he needs. P4, as he looks towards the inside of turn 1, thinks better of it, stays behind the McLaren driver. He's got to get past soon, as we have 3 laps remaining of this race, as it looks like he moves to the inside. Bubba getting overtaken by the senior team in the Red Bull, and yeah, Psycho Lemmy ahead of the McLaren, and the McLaren gives him a little love tap on the way out of turn 3. But Psycho Lemmy looking ahead now to the top 3, and George, the other Williams, has also left the session. So both Williams drivers have left the session today. I'm assuming for internet issues, but we'll find out afterwards. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll see. Reg has obviously left the session before, and he is miles behind, so he is out of this race. But for now, we want to have a look at Psycho Lemmy. He is the one that is on for possibly the win, as the top 3 haven't pit yet off their slightly more worn tyres. But for now, Nivy is looking for a move on the McLaren driver. Jens gets past the left car of George going at the back. Does he look for inside? No, he doesn't. Skull to the inside of Max Tier though. Makes the move, takes the curve very harshly, but stays ahead. And Max Tier does stay behind in P10 with his teammate right behind him. For now, we have Blow right on the back of Nivy, who's on the fresh softs, the first driver on the fresh softs on this grid at the moment. And he's actually not much quicker than Nivy at the moment. So maybe the softs were a bad idea, and the top 5 and 6 made the good call. As Appy up into the points. Furious Appy up into the points. We like to see that. Both Williams down in 13th and 14th. P2 in the constructors at the moment. Not going to be for very much longer, as they are going to be toppling down the grid. Same for the McLarens. P1 with 1 in P5 and 1 also retiring, with Aston Martin with a P1 and P9 result, that'll be good for them. But we need to see if that will change towards the end of this session, as Raceborough has 2 laps remaining, almost more like 1.5, to get this lead, and he has got the lead. MJB has been done by Raceborough, and he might even be done by Hump. Doesn't look like it, but Raceborough has the lead. He's got one more DRS straight to try and pull away before it goes over to MJB on his car for the DRS. But scrap that, MJB doesn't need the DRS. He's launching down the inside towards turn 11 here, and he's back past. So MJB back with the lead again, and Humph stays behind Raceborough. But Psycho Lemmy doesn't like that. He moves to the inside, pushes Humph slightly wide, and has been given P3. So Humph making a little mistake and has given Lemmy P3, so he'll be happy with that. Bubba and Skull making all these moves, and there's a spin. Nivi's had an instant, I don't know if that's a spin or contact, but Nivi's down to P11, which given Jens and Max to position. Skull up to P7, getting past below, that looks like. Yeah, who's ghosting. Max here right inside, almost 3 wide, 2 wide ahead of Max here. He's watching on, hoping for a bit of contact. There is. Will Max here capitalise on this, as there's a 10-second time penalty for Skull, ignoring yellow flags, which means P7 will be ripped away from him. As below, and who is that next to him? That is Skull, going side by side. Below with the head at the moment, towards turn 4. A little bit of contact between them two. Below with a 3-second time penalty for running wide, and gets ahead of Skull though, who has the 10-second time penalty. I want to look ahead, because this is the final lap of this race currently. MJB with the lead. Raceborough, the next car to have the chance to go for the lead. Lemmy right behind. Raceborough is not like he's going to make the move beforehand, as there's a yellow flag. That is Skull dropping down the grid and retiring on the final lap of this race, which was gutting for him. But Raceborough, he's got one more straight really to get this lead of this race, otherwise MJB will win it. Towards the inside of turn 11. No, he doesn't. Lemmy looks for a move for P2, and he pushes him wide as contact, and that is Raceborough in the wall. Psycho Lemmy also falls behind, and your boy Hobnob has been given 2 positions up into the podium position. Humph though has got a penalty, and Psycho Lemmy does as well, so that is giving MJB the guaranteed win unless he gets penalties after this race. Humph and Lemmy do get the P2 and 3 on track, but because of penalties he's up to P2, so is Raceborough up to P3, so Humph and Lemmy drop down to P4 and 5 and end this race. Max 2 and Jens, the Alpine duo, P6 and 7, Nivi P8, Bubba P9, below P10. That is due to penalties. I believe Nivi was actually down in P11. After that, I think Furious Appy does get points, and I think it was P11. But that is CLR Thursday, round 5 of season 4, over. Just like that. 2 safety cars we had here today. MJB pretty much leading from start to finish. Not completely, but he has done a very good race there, winning a race in CLR for Thursday tier. He's done it before, I believe, as we have a quick look at my chart. He has. He's done it once at Canada, once at Azerbaijan in season 3, and he might have done it before in season for F1 24 launch season. But in chat we have MJB, we have not MJB, sorry, we have Jens, we have Hunter. They're all saying it was hectic. They're saying it was a great race. I would agree, as that was a very good race. Jens with a recovery with the front wing damage and the first safety car ends up, as we were watching the podium, ends up with a great recovery, and you can see now up to P7. So your grid is like this. We have MJB, you have your boy Hobnob, which is actually called a captain on this. You have Raceborough, Humph, Lemmy, and Max tier in P6 after his return from his lovely holiday in Egypt. I hope you had a good time. Jens in P7, Nivi P8, Bubba P9, below P10, Furious Appy P11, George Gamer P12, and Reg P13. Then our retirees of Skull 20, Blue, Boomba, Camilo, and Dino Stan round off the back of the grid. I'm going to quickly get the race director just after the race, just in case you ever need it. Hunter says, hope to see Bubba back soon. You'll definitely see Bubba back next week. He's a very long-lasting driver here in CLR, and I'm sure you will see him back next week. But that is it from me as well, and you will also see me hopefully returning once again next week for CLR Thursday round 6. And I'm not going to say what I think it is, because I think it's Monza, but I will just double check looking on the Discord. And it is. We are going to Monza next week out. Tomorrow we'll be going all the way up to Abu Dhabi with a Friday tier. That'll be hosted by George Gamer, I believe. If it changes, make sure you check the Discord, and you will see you there tomorrow. But for me, I will see you on track tomorrow. Thank you very much, Hunter, for being here throughout the last hour and a quarter. Thank you for the kind words as well. But for me, I'll see you on track tomorrow, or I will see you next week at Monza for round 6. Other than that, that is CLR out for tonight's race.